I need you guys to explain modern dating to me because this is my first time in the real world dating and it's confusing. I do not understand it. Why are you not allowed to like somebody? I'll go on a date and I will enjoy the conversation. The next day I text them like, whoa, she's clingy. If I go on a date and I legitimately enjoy you as a person, I want to tell you I want to go on another date, you know? Since when is it clingy to express interest in someone? I'm not being clingy. I just want to get to know you better. You will go on a ton of dates with a person. Everything's amazing. You're completely compatible. No, I don't want to be with you. And then when you end things because they're not committing to you, they freak out. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I will go on a date with a guy. Everything will be wholesome. I will express I am not looking for and they will still ask for it. Whenever I finally meet a good guy that I actually like, he ends up being freakishly clingy, controlling, doesn't want me to be with my friends. Where is the happy medium? Where is it? Does it exist? Is it not allowed? Everyone is going on so many dates. They're constantly looking for someone better. I'm looking for someone that I just enjoy being around. Isn't that enough? Shouldn't that just be what we're looking for? Everyone's waiting for their perfect person to just fall out of the sky. People say, oh, you're amazing, but I'm waiting for the perfect girl. This perfect girl that you've invented in your mind, she does not exist. Okay, that's it. Love you.
Like, OMG, why is the modern dating market that Queen's created so freaking complicated? She's going on dates mostly with men who have commitment issues. Can anyone say this is a case of a Chad Tyrone alpha widow? Also, the comment of finding the guy she likes but he is too controlling. In other words, he has to be perfect. The irony of describing the perfect guy for her while saying the perfect girl doesn't exist is not lost on me. That's right. She has standards, but men have to accept her the way she is. Sorry to break it to this multi-layered makeup patchwork queen, but dating isn't like a school lunchroom. Men actually have options to go somewhere else on Sloppy Joe Tuesday. Ladies, I'm not saying you shouldn't date, but you might want to consider that the Thunder Chad dating profile you swiped right on is also swiped right by 90% of other women on that app looking for some sour cream taco fillings. Mr. Average probably has fewer dating options and has a higher chance of being the guy you are looking for. Unless, of course, you don't have a problem sharing Community D. Moving on.
Here's a little bit of college dating advice. I call this Margot Robbie theory. It's kind of inspired by some of Tinks's theories. So here we go. A lot of guys' celebrity crush is like Margot Robbie or someone like that. And I bet if she were to come into their town and they were to ask her out on a date, they'd treat her a certain way. They'd treat her amazingly, like they'd pay for her dinner, they would give her the utmost respect, they'd probably respond to her text within a timely manner. So my point of the theory is, you shouldn't accept anything less than that from a guy. If you like a guy and you want him to be your boyfriend, you would want him to treat you like he would treat his celebrity crush. So you should not accept anything less than that. If you know they're capable of treating some girl better, whether it be their celebrity crush or the girl next door better than you, they're not the guy.
Hold up a second. Did this young queen literally just advise all women to act like a celebrity? As in the MGTOW saying, if you treat her like a celebrity, she will treat you like a fan? Wow, I guess some memes do write themselves. To those betas out there who actually think this is a good dating strategy, let me clue you in on some game. This is the type of female dating advice that you only follow if gorging on Chad/Tyrone sloppy seconds is your definition of acquired taste. Oh, she will be so impressed and enthralled by you that she's going to make you wait for it, spend all your money, and then after she has been to the player's house rocking his world in the sheets a few times, then she will grace you with her higher mileage munch taco. Now, I do understand that for some of you, the idea of hitting up ran through meat curtains of an above average looking woman is better than nothing. I'm not saying don't do that. That is better than nothing. But what I am saying is it's not worth it if you have to spend your last dime just to get a whiff. Moving on.
Has anyone else been so humbled on a date? And I don't think that it was intentional. I think it was completely accidental. But I met this guy on Hinge. Hinge is the only app that I use because every other app is unhinged. So I met this guy on Hinge. We agreed to go out for drinks, dinner, whatever. Conversation's good. We get on the topic of our houses. I'm about to buy a house and he just bought a house. He's renovating. So I'm like eating this all up. I'm a DIY girly, so I need a DIY guy, you know? So he's showing me before and after pictures. And my guy accidentally swipes a little too far, and I see a screenshot of another girl's Hinge profile, which is what I'm hoping and assuming that he took a screenshot of this profile to save as like a contact ID so he doesn't get his dates confused. I think her name was like Brie or Brianna or something like that, which, girl, you a hottie. Anyway, totally different than me. Bleach blonde, kind of like shorter hair, small, very tiny, petite little body. And I, like, after I saw that, I was just like, what are we even doing here? You know? Like, I know that people are allowed to have different types, or maybe like no type at all, but I'm polar opposites, man. Now I feel like I need to know his preference to move forward. Is that weird?
Was that really accidental? Showing a screenshot of another hotter girl. My man there is a player with a plan. Girlfriend, let me tell you right now, that man knows exactly how to play on a woman's insecurities. Kind of like going to a used car sales lot with ads of lower marked cars at their competition. Haggling 101! Except instead of cars, we are talking cute tacos here. Anyway, I can't help but notice how effective this was. To the point, the guy is living rent-free in her thoughts and internet videos. Ladies, do I have to say why this works so well?
How come? Tell me why! Say it! Say it!
For the same exact reasons women put in for that 70% plus divorce rate. The vast majority of modern females' dating strategy bases each and every decision on fifis. And that player she mentioned knows how to manipulate a woman's feels like an unemployed single mom manipulates the family court system. Sure, other factors work too, but the point is, insecure feels, even in the most attractive of women, is a definite chink in the armor. Before you know it, he will be using pics of this girl to make other women jelly.
Squeeze me? Oh, no, you did.
Moving on.
This is the number one reason why men do not respect you. Let's go. You don't know how to tell men that you really like? No. A lot of times when we come across a guy that we really are into, we get stuck on him and it gets really, really hard for us to tell him no. And that's why when he finally texts you back after 5 hours of going ghost, you always reply. If he calls you at 1 o'clock in the morning, you always answer. If he tells you to come over to his house last minute, you run your little tail right on over there. And respect women who have standards because they can feel it in your energy when they've got you. When there's no competition. They can feel it when they're not putting in any effort, they're being half-assed, and yet they're still getting a whole lot of yeses out of you. That's why it's so important to keep your emotions in check when it comes to a guy that you really like. Because if it's a guy that you're kind of on the fence about, it's a lot easier to uphold your standards. But when it's a guy that we really, really like, it gets so much harder. Don't allow your standards and your boundaries to go out of the window because a guy that's really for you is not going to make you have to compromise your standards in the first place. And know the women on their roster that they can play with and the ones that they can't. So just because you like him, please do not make the mistake of being that man's yes woman.
Fam, do I really need to provide any more evidence of how the bulk of women have rules they stick to for Mr. Average, but absolutely ignore for Chad/Tyrone Thunderschlong? I'll take that a step further. Once these types of women get turned into single mothers chasing the same players for child support payments, they concentrate their don't settle roast beef energy on the imps, chumps, and betas, running in to play second string leftover munching stepdads.
The thirst always wins.
Hey, this gorilla has dated some single moms in the dating jungles, but at least I never put a ring on it, paid any of their bills, or left a bun in the oven. No, sir! I live by the rule that it's not my kitty, it's just this gorilla's turn. Anyway, I can promise my male viewers that if a woman like this puts up 50 Shades of rules on you just so you get access to her muffins, then you are the one being put in the lesser category. Sorry guys, but it is female nature to make rules for betas and break them for alphas. Just put up your own rules and make sure one of them is not to pay for any greater dates/dinners unless she's earned it.
Whatever.
Moving on.
I think the biggest problem with modern dating is that people are very focused on what they can get away with. And here's what I mean. There's a lot of terminology with modern dating. Exclusivity, non-exclusive, talking, seeing each other, casually dating, seriously dating. To the point where I think some of the parameters in terms of those labels are detrimental. Because what's happening is people are saying, well, we don't have this title and therefore I can get away with doing XYZ. So in the case of the story I told on this video, we're not exclusive, therefore I can fly out another girl who I'm romantically interested in to stay with me at my house while the first girl I'm dating is out of town. And I can take the first girl to breakfast when she gets out while the other girl is waiting for me at my house. Ethically, it's just not a sound decision-making process. It has nothing to do with exclusive, not exclusive, the seriousness of the relationship. It's just about respecting people.
And who invented the multitude of categories in the dating market? That would be women.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Oh, you ladies don't believe me. Okay, please tell us in the comments who came up with the oh, he is my friend category when you talk about a man who is courting you. I mean, women really dislike being labeled as a friend by a guy they are into. Ladies, men are simple creatures, and for us, in the old days, you were either seeing each other or you weren't. Then the famous female questions of what are we and where is this going started popping up like a recurring pimple. And to be honest, ladies, if you have something good on your hands, why does it have to go anywhere? If it isn't stated at the beginning. I just find it funny how women complain about being labeled when they are the ones labeling things.
And that's where I think labels can be detrimental, because people in my comments, a couple people were saying, well, you weren't exclusive, so why did you care what he was doing? We weren't exclusive yet because I wanted to learn more about his character and his decision-making processes prior to getting into an exclusive relationship with him. And just because you're not ready to be in an exclusive, serious relationship with someone doesn't mean they should do everything they can possibly get away with. And that's where I think the misalignment is. People are very focused on, well, if we don't have this title, then I can get away with doing X, Y, Z. It doesn't mean that you should. And it doesn't mean that any decision you make won't have repercussions or consequences from the other person. So yes, labels do matter in terms of the guides for the relationship and what's acceptable and what's not. But just because something is not explicitly stated as unacceptable, or you haven't reached the stage in the relationship yet where certain behaviors are unacceptable, doesn't mean you should just do everything that you possibly can prior to getting to that point. Because that's a reflection of your character, whether you like it or not. Let me know your thoughts, drop them in the comments.
Wow, she wasn't ready to be in an exclusive relationship, but at the same time, she gets upset with the guy when he acts like he isn't in an exclusive relationship. That's like a vegan getting mad at a regular guy sprinkling bacon bits on his salad. And she doubles down by saying, just because you don't have the title, you should still act like you do have the title? Okay, I don't have the title of being Selena Gomez or Emma Watson's main gorilla squeeze, but according to this queen, I should act upon the benefits even without it being official? Has this queen ever heard the expression, you have to pay to play? Sorry, if you want to act all single and independent, well, he is going to do the same. And if you ladies agree with her, then therein lies the problem. Men usually are going to be one of two things when they date you. Either very vague on their intentions or very direct on their intentions. If a guy at the beginning gives you flaky answers as to what he is looking for, then he more than likely isn't looking for anything too serious. If he is direct at the beginning with him looking for a dedicated relationship, he is probably telling the truth. You can't be with a flaky guy expecting him to be all about commitment. What am I saying? You queens all go hang on Chad/Tyrone's pogo stick. You got this.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.